Parsing the panoptic fugue, the visuo-cognitive disambiguation of a figurative array drawn through a loop. Let's return to the queasy-flowering tower and take a closer look at one of the individual bits. They are termed impurity clusters. It appears from this magnified view that the schematic representation was accurate as to their tripartite form. But we have yet to get to the bottom of this. Deprived of its masking sheath, we see that the impurity cluster is actually a trinity of dark balls. Next is a kind of inverted image, the long arm of the strong force. Without its captive particles, the field remanifests itself as force lines curving out and around its empty sockets. These are invisible to the naked eye, but leave a faint trace on specially treated photographic film. Now, let's look closer at one of the three identical components of the impurity cluster. This is called the sealed iron nut. Well protected indeed are the contents hidden within. The upper and lower hemispheres of rust-pitted gray shell are fastened shut with industrial-strength rivets. Were the seemingly impermeable layers cleaved apart, one would be surprised to see immediately below the surface a soft, foamy layer of insulating plush. Of course, when opening a package, the urge is to quickly get to what's inside. So in that spirit, if we were to slice away the insulation, we would find a barbed sphere suspended in the center of the sealed iron nut. This is called the cozy urchin. In order to more fully admire its harmonious form, let's remove it from its packaging. The gleaming silver spikes are set into sockets arranged in a regular geometric pattern around the otherwise featureless surface. At first glance, its threatening form seems to imply some dreadful military function, but it is surprisingly lightweight, and the finely wrought details have an almost decorative delicacy. The spikes appear quite immobile, but as can be seen, they are easily unscrewed and removed. When the seal is broken, a slight exhalation issues forth from the socket holes. This suggests that these are in fact openings to an inner cavity. What would happen if we removed all of these spikes? In this state, the cozy urchin is known as the ravished urchin. A slightly viscous, clear fluid runs down its sides and collects in a puddle below, giving off an odor of honey and peat. The inner cavity remains obscure. If, at this point, it were left alone for a fortnight, it would undergo a process of germination, and upon returning, we would find it thriving. In this resplendent state, the ravished urchin is known as the rallied urchin. Long stems and broad leaves protrude from the socket holes and shield a population of gnats and mites. The long stems reach upwards and bloom. Parsing the panoptic fugue, the visuo-cognitive disambiguation of a figurative array drawn through a loop.